Welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Definition. In this episode we're discussing everything we know so far about the upcoming second season of Locke and Key. Season 1 ended on a big cliffhanger and it's left a lot of things up in the air. We're going to be discussing the best theories on what could be coming down the line, as well as what happens in the graphic novel storyline and more. Obviously there will be heavy spoilers here, so if you're about to pick up the comic book or just don't want to know what may happen in the future, then I highly suggest that you turn off now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for videos like this every day, and with that out of the way, thank you for clicking this. Now let's get into our breakdown. Okay, so though we don't have a specific release date for Locke and Key just yet, we do know that the second season is currently in production. When speaking to GameSpot at the weekend, executive producer Carlton Cuse stated, "We're writing season 2, even though it hasn't been greenlit. We're working in a room." So things are still kind of up in the air. It is good that they're writing it, but as of yet, Netflix still haven't fully confirmed it. The first season currently has a rating of 78% on Rotten Tomatoes, so across the board it seems like people are enjoying it. Netflix tend to confirm 30 days after a show's release whether it's going to be renewed or cancelled, but ratings do look positive for the property. Netflix follow-up entries tend to release between 12 to 14 months after the initial season comes out, so this would put the future release in between February and April if it is confirmed. Unlike Chilling Adventures of Sabrina Part 4, which was in production before the third season came out, it is likely that if the entry does go ahead, it will be more towards the back end of this estimation, as it still needs to be written and filmed. It was announced today that the Radio Times will be announcing the release date in March, so whilst we don't have a specific date, it won't be too long before we know for definite. As for the season itself, the first entry centered on the Locke family returning to their ancestral home and discovering a big secret. In the house there were several magical keys that granted special abilities, and because of this they were highly sought after. The youngest of the group, Bodhi, ended up freeing a demon named Dodge, and she, or he, depending on who they were at the time, became a big antagonist for the family. It was a great narrative, and season 1 ended on a massive cliffhanger, with it being revealed that Dodge had been masquerading as Gabe, a close friend of the Lockes. They believed that they'd successfully defeated Dodge, but it turned out that they dumped Ellie into the plane of Lengs after being tricked into believing that she was the villain. Though I felt the series dragged early on due to its focus on the high school elements rather than where the real meat of the plot was, by the end I was hooked and desperate to see more. Though the first season followed some notable moments from volumes 1 to 4 of the comic book run, that doesn't mean that the plot is set in stone going ahead. The graphic novel series is wrapped up completely, but the 37-issue run merely inspired the events in the show rather than cementing the way things will be. When speaking to The Hollywood Reporter, Meredith Averill, the show creator, said, "The world Joe and Gabe created is so rich with so much potential for places to go that I feel like we have many stories we want to tell. The stories we tell in season 1 are launching points for many of the stories that have yet to come." Producer Cuse then reiterated that they'd spent a lot of time working alongside creator Joe Hill, who'd given them some ideas on what to do, but he stated that going ahead the season will be diverting from the comics in some ways. With Collider they said that they viewed the show as a sort of remix, and we've seen this work to great effect at certain points during another big comic book TV show, The Walking Dead. When discussing what could happen going forward, they teased that things are not ideal at the start of season 2. That's how one should want it as a storyteller. Dodge has turned out to be even more formidable than they could have imagined. But by the same token, across the season, our kids have come to learn that they are the new keepers of the keys and that they have the responsibility that goes with that. Both sides have stepped up their game for what's going to happen in season 2. So it looks like going ahead we will be keeping a similar aesthetic, with the central location becoming a mainstay once more. But what happens in the book and how could it draw from that? Again, full spoilers here for the graphic novel arc, but there are a couple of things that I do think may come to fruition. So in the storyline, after the events early on that pretty much focused on the discovery of Key House and the return of Sam, Dodge enters high school disguised as a student. This has been mirrored in Gabe, and similar to the version we saw play out in the season, he ends up befriending the keepers of the keys. He gains their trust, and similar to the group from 88, they decide to divide them up, with Dodge trying to recover the Omega Key. Dodge is eventually discovered, and with his cover blown, he possesses Bodhi. As the young boy, he can finally walk about the house and also get the keys. Because of this, Dodge manages to grab the Omega Key and he throws an after-prom party in the sea caves where the Omega door is located. Dodge opens this and releases several demons. However, Tyler and Kinsey manage to force Dodge's soul back into the well, and because they believe that Bodhi had died from the possession, they decide to cremate him. Really sad ending, but in the epilogue, the Locks forge an Alpha Key that frees the spirit of Dodge from Lucas at the well, and they're also able to resurrect Bodhi, which ends the comic. Now before we get into my theories going ahead, I just want to let you know we're giving away a free copy of Dr. Sleep to one random subscriber. All you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is like the video, subscribe to the channel and leave your thoughts on the updates in the comment section below. The winner is going to be chosen at random on the 15th of February and the set will be shipped out from then to whoever gets the prize, so best of luck to everyone who takes part. Okay, so we know that 2 demons are on the loose and that one is in Eden. I actually have a pretty big theory that I think Dodge may end up being killed at the end of the 2nd season, and it will be a big twist that brings the rivalry between him and the Locks to a close. Not only would it shock fans, it would also divert heavily from the source material, which the creators seem to be wanting to do. In the original work, Ellie never gets sucked into the Black Door, so clearly they're looking to change things up from the ending point onwards. I actually think they brought a new demon in with the form of Eden to set her up as the big villain going ahead. In the show, the group pretty much humiliated her at one point, and no doubt the anger within her will have been enhanced further by the demon that is now possessing her. I think Gabe will continue to integrate with the camp and that he will actually be unearthed by Sam, who, as we know, is still out in the world. There was a specific reason that the show chose to show his spirit, and I do believe that this will pay off down the line. I actually think that Sam will be paying close attention to the family and the Keeper of the Keys, and this is where he will discover Gabe isn't who he says he is. Bodhi will likely use the Ghost Key once more to travel to another form of existence in order to learn more about the keys from his ancestors, and it's during this time that I believe he will come across Sam and learn the truth. It is possible that with his soul out of his body that Dodge could use this opportunity to possess him, but I don't think that the series will show the death of Bodhi. Rather, he will have to fight back to get control of his body, and then he will reveal what's really going on. It is likely that the next season will feature a whole host of new keys as well, and currently we've only seen a fraction of those that exist in the source material. In the books there were almost 40, so yeah, there's a plethora to choose from when it comes to narrative devices that the series could go. The showrunners stated that they don't know how many seasons they would like to do yet, but have stipulated by the time they get to season 2, they will have more of an idea where they want to take it. Q said, "We want to be sure that the ending works for the TV series, and we're not just forcing ourselves into an ending for ending's sake. We want the ending to be something that really feels like it's the right conclusion for our story." So it's likely they'll want to get the established things out of the way by the end of season 2, then perhaps journey in their own direction. I know the Eden thing is kinda left field, but it's just something that stuck out to me when I was thinking why she'd been introduced and what they could possibly do with her. Either way, I'm really hyped for a 2nd season, and I can't wait to hear what plans the showrunners have for it down the line. Now obviously I'd love to hear your thoughts on Locke and Key, so comment below and let me know. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for videos like this every day, and if you want something else to watch, we've got a great breakdown of the 1st season which is going to be linked at the end. We talk about all the ins and outs of the season, and it's definitely worth checking out if you want to know more. If you want to support the channel from as little as 99 cents a month, then please click the join button below. You get access to content early and can suggest video topics and breakdowns. We massively appreciate it, and it goes a long way to helping videos like this get made. If you want to come chat to us after the show, either follow us at DefinitionYT or click the Discord link in the description below. Those are the best ways to keep up to date with heavy spoilers, so hopefully we see you over there very soon. This is a channel for people who are never missing television, so if that's the kind of thing you like, you need to subscribe to Definition. Thanks again for taking the time to watch this. You've been the best, and I'll see you next time. Take care, peace.